Come on, Jadon Sancho, let's be having you. How's it going, everybody? He's not signed or anything. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you. Another transfer news rundown, the latest and greatest Manchester United news of the day, my friends, and of the night. We'll give you all the breaking news for out as well if anything pops up. Get in there. Hope you're having a good day. Lots to talk about today. And when I say lots, I mean lots. This might take a while. But great to see you all in here. Thank you very much. Let's just give a few shout-outs at the start here. The Vutinator, Rush Mono, Abdullah Irwin, G-Wolf United, Tox Cole, Sleaze Gaming, Jonathan Gallagher, Tonknash 87, The Vutinator, Shazan Ahmed, Mason M. Guys, thank you very much, everyone who's in here at the start of this stream right here. Thank you very much for joining us. You can do us a favour if you want to hit that like button. But the big story right now, that's is that the Jadon Sancho transfer is edging closer and closer, my friends. So it's understood there was some reports come out today, guys, that Borussia Dortmund, Manchester United are cautiously optimistic that a deal can be done regarding the future of Jadon Sancho. So there was a story by The Athletic today, which just basically said that Manchester United are pressing ahead with talks now to sign Jadon Sancho, and with hope that we can finally get a deal done with the Borussia Dortmund. There's a gap in valuation of about £20 million at this stage that's been reported here, as Dortmund stick closer to last summer's price than expected. Add-ons discussed. So this is a report on The Athletic today. Manchester United increasingly confident of finally signing Jadon Sancho. Obviously, discussions with this deal fell apart last summer. We ended up opting for Cavani. This has been a long, drawn-out saga and a long pursuit. Manchester United trying to bring Jadon Sancho to the club for well over a year now. It's been absolutely ridiculous in terms of a pursuit of a player, to be fair. A complete saga and a mess. But it finally looks like it's getting closer. But remember, this time last year it was a similar situation where we thought we'd had a bit of progression. We'd agreed personal terms with the player, and it still took the rest of the summer. But we got a little feeling that this is it's edging closer, guys. I mean, look, I'm never going to be the type of person that says, oh yeah, he's definitely coming in before the Euros. But yesterday or the day before when I was talking to you guys, my gut feeling was that we would sign Jadon Sancho. But I thought it'd be probably closer to the end of the window, because you know what Manchester United are like. You know what our board's like. You know what we're like in terms of trying to pinch pennies and play hardball, extend it over the whole summer transfer window, like we did last year, in the hope to try and save a few million quid to put pressure on them and hope that you can sign them for cheaper. That's why we didn't get Telles earlier on. Telles was available the whole time. His contract was still running out, but we just wanted to save that extra couple of million by waiting until the last day of the window to sign him. That could still happen, of course, but it just looks like, there's reports Manchester United are contacting Borussia Dortmund. They're in discussions in terms of transfer amounts, and they're trying to flesh out a deal sooner rather than later in regards to getting Jadon Sancho signed before the Euros. So this is all positive stuff, guys. We need a bit of movement in terms of Jadon Sancho. We've been talking about this lad coming to the club for years now. And it's quite pathetic, really. It's a pathetic pursuit of a player. So let's just get him in before the Euros. What a boost that would be to every single Manchester United fan, knowing we're watching the Euros. Jadon Sancho's an extra player representing us there. We've got 4 players playing in the English squad. Let's make it 5, baby. And how nice would it be if you had a great tournament, a la Wayne Rooney when he signed for Manchester United and that insane 04 European Championships. Why the hell not? That's what I want to see, guys. I want to see the positivity throughout the fan base for a damn change going into the summer. We should be excited about the upcoming season and excited early on about it. So this is good news, guys. I mean, it doesn't mean, as I say, that Manchester United have signed Jadon Sancho, or that even it's really progressed that much. But what we understand is that Manchester United are talking to Borussia Dortmund's representatives right now. We're trying to work out a deal. The issue with Jadon Sancho and his interest and the wages and all that sort of thing, that's not an issue. All that stuff's been dealt with. So it really is just a matter of agreeing on this fee between the two clubs. But look, this is how negotiations work, guys. You've got to go there. You go there with your figure. They come back with a higher figure. You've got to meet somewhere in the middle, really. And what we have to have faith in is our recruitment team, Matty Judge, Eddie Woodward, these guys, to be able to get the business done in a timely manner. And that is what I have a major concern about, because we know that they haven't got the best track record, my friends. Okay then, guys, let's have another vote. We did this vote yesterday, and it was, I think most people said that he was coming after the European Championships. Let's do another vote today. Is Jadon Sancho going to sign for Manchester United in this summer window before, there's three options, before the European Championships, after the European Championships, or not at all? Get your votes and opinions in the live chat here, guys. Before, after, or not at all, will Jadon Sancho be a Red this summer? Before says G Wolf, after says Marco, before says Abdullah Erwan, ZX Flame says after, before says Mason M, Paul Scholesy, you legend, he says after, Big Guy says after, Obizzy says before, after says the Vutinator, after says hello there. Michael Woolley Waldridge, it's a great comment you made. He says, I don't trust the board one bit. That's a great point. But what I would say about the board this year, it's a slightly different year because of what a state they put themselves in terms of their reputation with the fans. So I think in terms of them just wanting to give the fans something and effectively trying to buy us, I think they might just get one big deal done early, guys. You might not see another big deal done until right at the end of the window, but they can't do what they did last season. They can't allow Solskjaer to have a crummy pre-season like that and get his couple of key players, Tellers and Cavani, coming in. Obviously, Tellers at the time, we thought he was going to be a key player. Luke Shaw kept him out the side most of the season. But getting two key players in right at the end of the window in the last bloody day, that's no good for pre-season. That's no good for bedding in, settling in. It's a shit show, my friends. So they can't do the same this year. We're only going to set ourselves up for failure. PPP. Piss poor planning, piss poor performance, guys. How did we start last season? Gash. You know why? Because we didn't set up right. So they can't make the same mistakes this year. But a lot of you guys still think it's going to be after. Tox Cole, you legend. He says after Euros. Not at all, says Chris Burns, after. Okay, well, that's quite interesting. A lot of you guys think after. Yesterday, I thought after. Now, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm leaning towards them maybe trying to get the business done sooner, or, you know, or 50-50 in terms of before or after, to be fair. This is United we're talking about. This is our board we're talking about. You make great points. There's just no faith in our board to get this job done, this deal done early, because we don't do deals early, guys. We take a long time to get it drawn out. But like I say, just got a gut feeling, just got a feeling deep down there in the piggy loins that they're going to surprise us this year, just simply because we know that they know that we hate them. Rushmano says we've got 38 likes on the video. We can do better than that, Baker Brigade. Do us a big favour and smash that thumbs up button on the video. That's right, it's free. You see that one there with the thumbs up? Give it a cheeky little tickle, my friends. Also, give it a share on social media if you can. That will help us out a bunch and help us spread the word. But yeah, guys, okay, so end of the month when the new shirts comes out, says Vincent Bullock. What a great point. Yeah, cheeky little tie it in commercially, mate. That's a very good idea. Bones Brigade 2020. He says January window. Oh, man, I couldn't even deal with that, could you? I mean, his contract's running out. So I've actually pinned, if you want to read a little bit more about it, there's just the latest update on the website. Shout out to Griffo Chaz. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. But yes, I mean, look, it's understood. It said, look, Matt Judge, who's playing an active role in the deal, is wanting the deal done by the Euros, which starts with Italy versus Turkey next Friday. So just because we want the deal done doesn't mean that it's going to get... but this is what's been reported, that Matt Judge wants to try and get the deal done early as well. So we've got a few different possibilities here, like we've just talked about. I don't think the January transfer window is one, to be fair, but then he's got 2 years left on his contract, right? So if he doesn't leave in this summer, he probably will leave in the January, because literally next summer he's going to be worth a tin of beans, basically. So so this summer is probably when they're going to have to do the business for the most amount of money. But if they really do want to play hardball and don't want to sell Jadon Sancho for, you know, an agreeable figure with Manchester United, then they're going to have to sell him in January for that sort of figure anyway, because his value will be diminishing. His attitude and mentality may also be diminishing at the club if he's won away. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Get him in here early, you know, get him in here early, bed him in, nice happy days. Don't fanny around to the end of the window. Don't fanny around until January. You're talking about, you know, these are personalities. These are also just human beings, and you've got to get this guy in. He doesn't want to just come last minute jobby right on final day of the window. Come in there, hasn't even bought a house, hasn't even, nobody wants to do that when you're starting coming into a club when the season's already underway. That's what I really hate about it, is the season being underway, of course, and it's not a good time to buy players, in my opinion. You want to get them in well before the first game of the window, peeps. So, yes, Jadon Sancho. I mean, it's all over Sky Sports here. So, latest report, just to give you an update from here. Manchester United in continued negotiation with Dortmund. It's thought the asking price will be significantly less than 108 million Dortmund wanted last year, largely due to the economic effects of the ongoing pandemic and the fact Sancho is entering the final 2 years of his contract. So they're listening to offers at the moment, basically. Borussia Dortmund, they're happy to sell him, but they've got a figure in their mind, much like they did last year. It's understood it's not the same figure as last year. How could it be? With his contract running down, it's going to be a lesser figure. Me, personally, I'm thinking about £80 million, guys. That is what Fabrizio Romano's also said recently in that sort of a region, and that sounds about fair to me. Whether or not that's 60 million up front and 20 million later is another story, which no in our club probably is the case. In fact, they're probably trying to do him on the old never. They're probably trying to pay £12.50 a week for him for the next 268,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the sort of club we're dealing with here, Pete. That's what happened last season. We went in there with a really low offer and a structured offer, which they don't want to listen to. But you never know. This is where we have to negotiate. This is where we have to try and sign players. One thing I will say, guys, is Dortmund are a big club. Dortmund have a lot of good players on decent money. Players like Haaland, and they've got some great talent. So, and they haven't been completely free of being affected by this pandemic. You're talking about finances. You're talking about clubs like Atletico Madrid, some of the Italian sides having to sell this summer in order to try and balance the books because of what has been a really terrible year. Well, I would say that Dortmund's probably no different. I mean, United's no different in a way, but we're just such a huge commercial entity. And, the Glazers took out a bloody loan and all this sort of stuff that we should be still moving in that forward direction because we can sustain it. I mean, just the fact that they bought the club with all that debt money and they've still got most of it and we've sustained it is proof of that. So, of course, you don't want too many eggs in your basket. But, yeah, Jadon Sancho, come on, guys. Anyway, I hope it happens, guys, before the Euros. That'll give me a really good buzz, and I'm sure it will you do. We just want it wrapped up early. Us United fans, we just want it wrapped up soon. Like, this is what I do not get about our board and the way they approach their business. And like last year, is that we will be, these are the facts, we would be much better placed starting this season if we were to do our business early. It is as simple as that. Now, you might have to pay a slight premium in order to do that. You might have to pay an extra €5 million for a player, say, rather than just wean it out until the last day of the window to try and save as many pennies as possible. You might have to pay a bit more. Well, that's fucking great then. Pay the extra bloody money, show the ambition, get the player in. You don't see Roman Abramovich sitting on his fucking thumb, fingering pies like Matty Judge and Eddie Woodward, the puddings, do you? No, they get the deals done early, guys, and that's why they... Okay, actually, they had Lamps there last year and they started pretty shy, didn't they? So it's maybe not a good example. It's not a good example, but... You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, the earlier you get these guys in, the better you'll perform at the start of the season. Yeah, so Manchester United, just that's the big headline, guys. Manchester United pressing ahead with talks to sign Jadon Sancho and hope that a deal can be reached with between the two clubs very, very soon. Lots of reports elsewhere saying Sancho, that things are happening today, real discussions, proposals being laid out, which is fantastic, guys. So yes, let's just get a bit of your fan reaction in the live chat in regards to the Sancho deal. United Till I Die says, see again, our manager getting basically one top target, all third or fourth options. Yeah, well, we'll talk about Trippier in a little bit. I mean, that's not a key position that we need to strengthen overnight, is it? No. But if we get Trippier on top of getting Sancho and Varane, maybe it is a good signing. But I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you, Love. Love comments, don't you think buying a defender is better than buying Sancho for Manchester United? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's we don't need Sancho as much as we need a centre-back. You're 100% right. We have Greenwood, we have Rashford, we have Marcy, we have Ahmad Diallo. We have Cavani up there. You're absolutely right, Daniel James. Okay, we're scraping the barrel a little bit here, but you're absolutely right. It's not a key area, but when a player like that is available, it's an area we can strengthen. Greenwood, in my opinion, had a good second half to the season. His first half of the season, he wasn't at the races. I don't know what was going on there really, but the second half of the season, I think he really came into his own again and showed just what a great young player he is. He is only young. You can't expect him to perform week in, week out. At his age, he's still developing, still learning. Plus, he had all that business in the summer as well. So, but yeah, if we can improve that area, which I think in this moment in time, Sancho with a couple extra years more experience with his assists and goals and his statistics that he's putting over there in the Bundesliga, you cannot compare to the Premier League. It will be different. He won't get as many goals and assists. It's just unfathomable to think that anybody could come in and put those sorts of stats up especially in one of his first seasons. It may take him a while just to bed in. That's why I'm saying get him in sooner rather than later. But Greenwood to me seems like a natural number 9. Greenwood could take over from Cavani potentially. So why waste Mason Greenwood's development over on that right-hand side when he can truly be your number 9? It's a good point. It's a good point. We need a centre-back, love, don't we? We don't need Jadon Sancho necessarily right now. We do have options there, but it's light options. If you think about the options on the right side of the pitch, it's quite light in that area, unless you're talking about maybe playing Martial there and him actually coming good again. But otherwise, you've got Greenwood and you've got Diallo and James. It's very light in those areas. What we need is a world-class talent in those areas. And if you actually look at the stats and look at the performances, Jadon Sancho is a world-class talent. It's just that maybe, he's a world-class talent for his age group. I don't think anybody's saying that Jadon Sancho is up there with Messi and Ronaldo or, Robert Lewandowski or any of these guys right now because he's a young whippersnapper. He's 20, 21. He's a young kid still. That's what's so impressive about his stats because he's still got all of the development to do and all of the best years ahead of him. Thank you, Daniel Baird, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you, Mr. Baird. And thank you very much, Dashrek4, for subscribing to the channel also. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new, guys, absolutely. And also smash that like button on the video if you haven't done so. Time of FIFA is about 11:30 tonight, Ian Dawn. Yes, absolutely, 11:30. How did my meeting go with Joel Glazer? We'll get onto that in a little bit. Vincent Bullock. Paul Scholes, will a centre-back will be coming in last, Pig? Well, it could be the case, yes. I mean, look, this Varane situation. Okay, so we talked about there's not really too much more on the Varane situation. I mean, but I will give you this bit of information. But me personally, what I like about Raphael Varane is he's available right now. He's world-class. He's 28. Like, that's who we should absolutely be going to get. It's a no-brainer. So yeah, if I was, but we've got some sources to say that that Varane, the overall feeling was that Varane may end up signing a new contract at Real Madrid, but because of the fact that they signed Alaba, because of the fact that financially the situation as it is, they might actually be looking to just cash in. This is reporting by The Athletic. He's got 1 year remaining on his contract. They want somewhere in the region significantly more than 35 million. There's a bunch of people commenting yesterday saying 35 million, 40 million for Varane, but I think it is going to be closer to 60 million pounds to get Raphael Varane, and I think Manchester United should spend that money. There should be a host of other clubs that are interested in signing him, but the problem is, with Manchester United's budget this window, it's unrealistic to expect us to spend 200 million this summer, so it's probably maximum of 150 million. So can you get all these players? I don't know if you can. I don't think you can get Sancho and Varane and Trippier and another central defensive midfielder, which is somebody we need as well, like a Declan Rice or a Bissouma. How can you really realistically go and sign all of these players this window unless you do see a big transfer the opposite direction? That could happen. Like if we did somehow sell David De Gea for quite a bit of money, that's saving big money off the wages every week as well. Or if you sold Pogba to Juventus, those are some options of generating some cash to maybe buy 4 of these top quality players. But realistically, I mean, you just know. I'd love to think that I've got some faith in our board that they might actually go and buy these 4 top players that we need in these key positions. But you just know they won't, guys. I'm going to put it out there right now. I very much doubt they will sign a player for every position that is needed. Based on their track record last season, these problems were still here. We still needed a centre-back last summer. They didn't even bother. So, look, there's lots of options. There's Pau Torres, there's Jules Koundé, there's Koulibaly, there's Raphael Varane. Any of them would be improvements upon the bloody Lindelof melt right now. We've got some issues at the back that need addressing. They were all there last season to be seen. They didn't address them. I have faith that we're going to do it this year just because it's so unbelievably obvious. And if we want to close the gap and try and challenge for the title, we need world-class players in these positions. Rafael Varane's available. Do the freaking business, guys. It is an absolute no-brainer. Okay, so lots more news to get into, guys. That's the Sancho stuff covered then. So United, 8 players confirmed leaving the football club, guys. 8 players leaving the football club. Here we go. Contracts set to expire across all levels of Manchester United. To be fair, most of them are youth players here. I'll just give you the rundown here. We've got Aliou Traore, Max Taylor, Arnaud Puigmal, Leston Hughes, Mark Helm, Jacob Carney, and 2 notable players here, I would say, Joel Pereira and Sergio Romero, first team players, first team goalkeepers. So we knew that was coming, really. Romero's been a good player. Can we just get an applause in the live chat or some love hearts or something for Sergio Romero? Because I will remember his time at the club very fondly. He was a good servant. He played good most games he played for us. He performed to a very high standard, and I was always satisfied with what he provided us as a backup keeper. And, you know, he had some success at United. He had a successful Europa League campaign. The guy deserves, you know, I'll hold him fondly, mate. As far as I'm concerned, he's probably the best backup goalkeeper we've ever had. So you can stick your Thomas Q-Shaps up your bloody jersey. You can keep your Eamon van der Gaals. Nah, none of them did jack shit ever, did they, when they came in? Sergio Romero, though, solid as a damn rock. So respect to Sergio Romero, man. And I wish him the best. I really hope he has a good career after this. And we should have let him go last season. We actually were a disgrace to him this year. We just kept him here against his will when there was no need for him to be here. We had Henderson and De Gea. That was some mismanagement, if you ask me. Henderson should have been loaned out this season. He didn't even get that many games. He should have been loaned out again. Romero was the backup. Everybody's happy for another season. Silly management, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. Okay, so 8 players out, 2 of them, Joel Pereira and Sergio Romero. You know what is crazy though, guys? Here we go. So, more United news for you now, guys. New contracts are being discussed. This is from manunited.com, by the way, so this is 100% official. Senior goalkeeper Lee Grant and experienced forward Juan Mata are in discussions over new contracts at United, as well as young stopper Paul Woolston. Right, guys, so what do you think about that? I mean, look, I like Juan Mata, and I do think he's an experienced head. I think he's a really nice guy. I think he's a great ambassador of the club, and I also think he's a very good player. He's not as good a player as he was a few years ago. He's getting on a bit. I don't know if he's slowing down. I wouldn't really say that was part of his game, and he's never been a physical player. He's a small little guy. He's a pass master, a wizard. Technical vision, you know, fantastic player. So he could go on and play for another couple of seasons, I'm sure, to a very, very good standard. So would I rather have him around than not in the squad right now, just as an option and as somebody who's got a bit of experience and a bit of wisdom and is just generally a nice influence in the dressing room, etc. I think I'd be happy for him to sign a new contract, guys. I'm going to ask you the same question, though, and I know a lot of you will probably say no, because why dwell on the past effectively? Why not look to improve? Why not look to the future? Why not sign more players? Why not give younger players, youth players opportunities? Why keep an aging matter at the club? But you need experience, you need a bit of depth there. It's not, look, he's a great human being. He's a wonderful human being, a really nice guy. Guys, what do you think? Juan Mata, new contract or no new contract? Would you let him leave or give him a new contract? What do you think? Hey, Ellie, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well, Ellie. What's going on? Good to see you tonight. Sin Games says 120k Mata is on. It's a disgrace. It's actually not. Hang on a second. Are you sure he's not on a bit more than that? No, says Shazad Ahmed. The Vutinator says no new contract, says Marco. No new contract, says Mr. JG. So it seems quite resounding in the live chat. I actually take a slightly different stance because I know United aren't going to go out there and sign like loads of players this window. And he is a good player. He's a good option for us. He's not going to be starting any major games, if you ask me, but just as an experienced head to call upon. And we're talking about him here like he's 158 years old. He's not, guys. He's not even that old. Like, he's still got some good legs left. And like I said, that's never even been the major part of his game anyway. I think he's 32, isn't he? 33. Okay, he's 33. Yeah, I mean, he's still got a year or two, mate. He's still got a year or two providing service. Absolutely. So it sort of takes me on to my next point as well. about Nemanja Matic. So there was no announcements there on manunited.com that Nemanja Matic is in discussions with a new contract. But, I mean, that may well be the case as well. Solskjaer, I think, mentioned something after the Europa in regards to, Mata and Matic having discussions in regards to new deals at the club. Now, Matic is only 32 as well. Like, when I look at Matic, for some reason, he's been around a long time in the Premier League, and he's been around, for some reason, I thought he's a bit older than that. But he's only still 32, guys. Like, these players have still got some service left in them. They really do. Now, you can argue that United don't need them. We need to look to strengthen in those areas, and I totally agree. Like, but wouldn't it be nice some games? Let's just say we went out there and we signed, Rice or Basuma or whoever in that CDM area, and they're being the main man. And in some games, it might be nice to just call upon Nemanja Matic. He was certainly good enough this season just to come on and cool things down and calm things down with a cool head and pass it around, keep hold of the ball. I don't think he's a creative talent. I don't think he's going to come in there and be week in, week out. But just as an option off the bench, he's been a pretty good player for Manchester United since Solskjaer's been here. I don't think he was before that, but I think since Solskjaer's been here, he's actually been one of the more dependable CDMs that we could turn to. So just to chuck these good quality players away before we've even signed new players or done the businesses, I don't know if it's all that smart, but then you have to remember these guys are on big money and they're aging. They're not on the sort of money that justify, they're not justifying what they're adding into the club with the money. So there's going to have to be some sort of, when we're talking about negotiating new contracts here, I don't think they're going to get a bigger contract, guys. We're going to have to negotiate and get a smaller contract. That's the sort of situation or a pay and play bonus type deal or something, because these guys are not going to play all the time. But I'd rather have them there than not in a lot of games, just as backup options. Not starting games, not competing for, in the main games, but just there as options and around the dressing room, around the team. These guys have got great experience, great knowledge within the game. They can certainly give something to the rest of the squad. So, okay, Matic then, guys, yes or no? Sell or keep Matic? Or not sell, but, let him leave or keep Matic. Sell, says Shazad Ahmed. I knew everybody's going to just slag Matic off here. Adam Talk Sports says sell, leave, sell, says Paul Scholes, United till I die. Keep, says Aaron Homer. Go on, Aaron, mate. Come on. All he needs is 10,000 volts charged up through his jacksie every game, and he plays like bloody Frankenstein's monster, mate. He's awesome. G-Wolf United says leave. Rushmani says leave. Rajon says keep. McTominay can go too, says United till I die. Well, I don't think about that too. McTominay's he's not that old, McTominay. What is he, 25? Okay, he's not that young either. But he has got passion. He does play with determination in United shirt. I like that. I like his character more than anything. I don't think he's a world-class talent. Like, he's not, as far as influence or as far as contribution, like, think about somebody similar size midfielder, similar sort of player in terms of battle out there on the pitch, somebody like Darren Fletcher. Well, Darren Fletcher, and you can't even compare the two. Darren Fletcher, so far, I mean, his influence on Manchester United's midfield was massive during his time. He had a great few years, Darren Fletcher, honestly. People forget because he obviously had that stomach illness, but he was brilliant for United. Now, I was envisioning McTominay to be that sort of a player. A few years ago when I saw McTominay, developing, I thought, yeah, I actually thought he could be that Darren Fletcher type player for us, that leader in the centre park, but he's not quite shown it just yet. I mean, it's another pretty average season that he's had. Last season was very average. This season a bit better, but I'd still only give him a C. It's a bit of a poor season. So, yeah, in a way, I agree. We do need to look at getting better players, but he's a good squad player to have, absolutely. Yeah, Dizzy Red Devil says, I like Scott McSauce. Absolutely. Paul Scholes says Scotty plays for the badge. That's what I like about him. He's a passionate individual. He's always given his maximum effort. And actually, his contribution this season wasn't terrible. In fact, he even scored, didn't he get like 7 goals or something like that, which isn't bad. I'd take Fletcher back, says Sin Games, me too. Yeah, agreed, Paul. He's a good rotation player, isn't he? He's a good rotation player. Berber, you absolute hero. How you doing? Lots of the legends get out. Can we get some love hearts in the live chat for the moderators as well? Who do a great job keeping this community safe and letting everyone have their say here. Johnny Gallagher, Rushmano, Berber, Ellie, Shazad Ahmed, of course. Absolute heroes, man. Thank you very much. Gaz Newton, what's going on? He says every goal he scores is a banger. Absolutely. Fletcher says Fletcher love hearts. Fletcher was a great player, man. It's such a shame Samuel Daniels just subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Samuel Daniels. Appreciate you. Space Hopper 45 as well. And also Kiefer Wilson. Thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button. If it's your first time, you know what to do. Smash that sub. Also, hit the like. We're nearly at 100 likes. Smash that thumbs up. Let's blitz it. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, right, guys. I've got a lot of news to get into now. This is just, we haven't even barely discussed it, but 8 players leaving Manchester United, guys. 8 players leaving. 2 of them, obviously, the first team players, Joel Pereira, Sergio Romero. Players imminently leaving also. You know there's going to be a couple more departures this window, whether it's players being bought or whether it's contracts terminated, things like that. So there will be some more news. We don't know what's going on with Mata and Matic right now. In my opinion, if they want to stay at Manchester United, they'd have to take significant pay cuts to justify it. Now, they may well wish to do that, and let's face it, if they're going to go to another club, we were talking about a link with Jose Mourinho at Roma for Matic, for example. Well, Roma probably still can't afford to pay him what we can pay him on a cut price deal, you know, because this is a lot more money in the Premier League at United. So I'm thinking, even if he was to go to somebody else and try and get a deal, he's not going to get any more money elsewhere than what we can offer him as a lesser deal. So if there was a deal to be done with these guys, they're experienced, they're good players, they're good to have around the squad and the team, but they're not going to contribute what their wages, their current wages, you know, they're not going to justify that. So I think it is key that there's some negotiations done there. But I actually wouldn't be opposed to keeping them. I think they're good experienced players, and we need that in the squad. You need a good mix, but there you go. But yes, official Lee Grant, Juan Mata, Paul Woolston are in discussions with Manchester United over new contracts. So that's actually reported by Manchester United. Okay, let's get on to Kieran Trippier, guys. Kieran Trippier is close to a United move. This is what's been reported. The deal is progressing. He wants to come to Manchester United, and he's just changed agents to a company called Base Soccer Agency, which is one of the most important in England, and it would, you know, it sounds like the fact he has, you know, obviously admirers in England. Manchester United are trying to sign him. Everton are interested in him. It just seems like he's moving to England this summer, and probably Manchester United. That's what it's looking like. It's not a great deal of money. There are some reports to say, though, that Atletico Madrid would not want to sell Kieran Trippier this window, only for his release clause, which I think is about 33 million euros, or maybe it's pounds, but it's a significant amount of money. Whereas, let's face it, he's not got long left on his contract. He is 30 years of age. That seems like quite a lot of money for this deal right now. I would have thought if you're going to sign Kieran Trippier, it'd be closer to 20 million. It'd be sort of Alex Telles type of money, you know? Alex Telles type of money. That was a dirt cheap deal, though, so a little bit more than that. But Alex Telles type of money to get Kieran Trippier to the club. He's got a new agency. He's interested in the United move. His family's still in Manchester. He's from Bury. You know, he's literally, he's coming to Manchester United, my friends. And he's cut price as well, really, because Atletico need to sell him. Not cut price because his contract's running down. He's cheap. He ticks all the boxes for what we're trying to do right now. Now, a lot of people don't want Trippier. I saw a couple of people online earlier saying, he's not that good, he's old, we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, what's the point of strengthening that area if we're not going to strengthen the other areas? And I agree with that, but if we are going to strengthen the other areas, like CDM, centre-back, right wing, then it makes sense to add Kieran Trippier there as well, because we need depth and quality in those positions, guys. Brandon Williams is good, but he's young, and he might be leaving, he might be going out on loan. He's not going to get the development, the key week in, week out games at United, so he should go out on loan. Trippier can tussle it out with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. There's lots of games. Wan-Bissaka was very, very, very tired throughout this season at times, because he's playing all the bloody games. And when he plays, boy oh boy does he play. The ground he covers, he runs his socks off, and he's exhausted come the end of every game pretty much, and he does that every single week. So I think we could definitely do with some help, some quality in that position. I'm not comfortable, you know, calling upon Brandon Williams from the bench. Not to say he's not a good player, he's got great potential, but he's not ready-made. He's not Patrice Evra. He's not, you know, he's not even Kieran Trippier in terms of experience, stature, dependability, actually. Both of these guys, you know, if you had Wan-Bissaka and Trippier, it just gives you that instant depth and quality in that area. Trippier's not Roberto Carlos or anybody, you know, he's a good player. He's good technically. He's not, you know, he's not just, he's good going forward. He's good with a cross. He's good on the set pieces, etc. So free kicks. He's a good player. It'd be a good signing for a good amount of money. If you could sign him for 20 million quid, it's a good price to pay for him. If it's 40 million quid, no, thank you. I don't want to pay that much. Okay, guys, so you have a vote in the live chat. Kieran Trippier, in or out? What's your say on it? Do we need a right back? Let's just say we did get the other areas covered, though, because this isn't going to be instead of a centre-back or instead of a CDM. Let's just say we did get the other areas. In or out? Kieran Trippier. In says United till I die. In says Sing Games. Paul says in. The Vutinated or Ajon Dizzy Red Devil. G-Wolf United. Yes, I agree, Soccer Blocker. Beat Paul underrate Trippier. Won La Liga. Right back of the year. He would be one of our best fullbacks. Exactly, mate. And it's not like he barely played any bloody games. He played 26, I think, in the league for Atletico Madrid. Got about 7 assists. Not bad. I mean, not fantastic, but he's playing in a defensive side. Remember, I mean, I haven't watched them a lot this season, but when I have watched them, they're a defensive side, Atletico Madrid. I mean, I'm sure they've obviously scored a lot of goals and played some great football in order to win La Liga. Don't get me wrong. But they are a defensive side. Simeone is a defensive manager. So is he going to get all those statistics up there in terms of assists and stuff like Telles did at Porto? No, he's not. But the fact that he's won La Liga right back, the fact that he's only 30 as well, and is you know, played in the World Cup semi-final for England, had a great campaign in 2018, scored the free kick in the semi-final against Croatia. You're talking about somebody with a bit of experience. He's 30 on the back of a La Liga win. What a signing, guys. It's a great signing. It's not a great signing if you're talking about getting him instead of anyone else, but we're not. On its own, it's a great signing. In, but no more than 20 million, says Ian Dawn. That's a great shout. Sin Game says for backup and to push Bissaka, Trippier's would be great. Exactly. Look at Telles. We spent that money on Telles. Some people could say, oh, Telles is a flop. Telles is not a flop, my friends. No. Telles is there and he is giving competition to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw only really grew this season because of Telles, I think. He was too comfortable before. He's had Telles come in, a big experienced player, older than him, more experienced than him, with tremendous stats. Okay, maybe not defensively better than him, but overall, you know, more experienced than Luke Shaw. That must have worried Luke Shaw that he could maybe fall by the wayside. Instead, what he's done is bite down and fight, and also put himself in the frame, not in the frame, but put himself first name on the bloody team sheet in Southgate's England squad this year. Obviously, it is a World Cup year. I guess there's that extra added incentive for players to perform well anyway. Sorry, not a World Cup year. Did I say World Cup? I meant European Championships. It's a European champion. It's a major international tournament year, basically. So you are going to see these players, try harder anyway. Look at Jesse Lingard's basically got himself into the England setup this season with a move to West Ham there. Yes, look at what Telles did to Shaw. Precisely, Sin Games. Precisely. That extra depth, that extra competition. It just lights a fire up underneath you, you know. You're either gonna burn or you're gonna rise from the flames, my friends. And that's exactly what Luke Shaw did. So if you have a bit of competition, you're either gonna fall by the wayside and lose to the new player that's come in, or you're gonna fight them for that position and take it. And either way, you're getting a better outcome. So it's good management, good acquisition by Solskjaer and the boys that last summer, and good cheap deal. Same needs to be done for Trippier, in my opinion. Rush Mano, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. What an absolute legend. Rush Mano. Hang on, guys. Am I looking a bit yellowish today? I've just realised. Everything's just got a bit of a yellow tinge on here, peeps. What's going on? That looks weird, guys. Anyway. Just noticed that. Rush Mano, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rushmano, for the £5 super chat. He says, Trippier is quality. He's a much better passer than Aaron Wan-Bissaka and a childhood United fan. Steady Eddie player. Exactly what we need. Great shout, yes. And this is what we need. You know, this is to improve our attacking options as a fullback. It's not like he's going to come in and be a better defender than Wan-Bissaka. That's, in my opinion, that's pretty much impossible, because I do think Wan-Bissaka is the best defensive right back in the league. Not overall, maybe you can argue not overall going forward. He's not as good as some of the other right backs, but I think he's the best defensive one. So it's a great point. You know, you're getting fire and ice there in that position as well. It's always nice to have fire and ice. Look at Telles in that position too. Telles is not a defensive player. He's an attacking player. Now, he can provide you great crosses, assists, corners, set pieces. That's what he can do. So he's something different to Luke Shaw. Whereas, and this guy's even more different to Wan-Bissaka, because Luke Shaw's sort of middle of the road, if you ask me. He can defend, he can attack, he can do the lot. He might not be world-class in any of those departments, apart from this season. Obviously, he has been. Luke Shaw going forward this season is unbelievable. His attacking this season was unbelievable. How many chances did he set up on his own this season? I would love to know that stat. The guy was insane. So don't get me wrong, this season he was, but I was just talking previously. If you actually look, I think he's great. He's all round a good defender, Luke Shaw, is what I'm saying. Whereas some players are better attacking, some players are better defensive. Kieran Trippier is a good all-round defender, but his forte is the fact that he's a creator, he's a playmaker, even from a right-back position. He can create from corners, free kicks, crosses from the right-hand side. So that is what's good about him. Wan-Bissaka, on the other hand, he's a defensive beast. That's what's great about him. So you've got fire and ice there, my friends. That's great. You've got fire for when you need to burn, and you've got ice for when you need to be cool. And that's awesome. Paul Scholes says, I heard Telles might be leaving. Well, maybe. I did see some quotes from Telles the other day, though, and that was completely the opposite. Telles literally was quoted as saying he was happy with his first season at United. He understands the competition. He understands that he wasn't going to settle in overnight and just replicate that form he had at Porto, and that he's happy to just work hard and compete and get there and be in the mix next season. So that's actually direct quotes from Telles that I read yesterday. So, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, Telles may want to move. Telles may not be happy with the level of football he's getting. If I was him, I probably wouldn't be either. But you can't really deny Luke Shaw in front of you. And if you want to be a big part of a bigger picture, sometimes you've got to be a slightly smaller piece. Like you can be a part of something special here, Telles, but you're not going to play week in, week out. But you can be a late impact sub. You can play in a lot of the games, the lesser games. He's still going to play a lot. I was impressed with Telles this last season. We just didn't see him all that much. A lot of the time because Luke Shaw was so good. And also the last couple of games we saw from Telles, defensively, he wasn't that great. He made a couple of errors defensively. But before that, like going forward, before that, the corners, that performance against PSG earlier on in the start of the season in the Parc des Princes, he was brilliant. Stuff like that. That was his first bloody game for us. So he's just not had opportunities because of Luke Shaw. But if I was him, I'd still want to stick it out another season, be a part of something, and try and provide that competition. Let's see. This is what I was talking about. Some players will crash and burn when given that competition, and others will rise to the occasion, such as Luke Shaw has. So let's see what Telles can do. He's got to fight for a place. It's brilliant, isn't it? This is what it should be like, guys. We should have strength in depth here. Crikey, I look at our forward line now, and I think, yeah, we've got good players. We've got no depth there, though. We've got Danny James and Ahmad Diallo deputising. They're young kids. Certainly Diallo is, and Dan James is just a headless chicken anyway. So we don't have the same depth there. We used to have, we used to have Cole, York, Sheringham, Solskjaer, or, 4 strikers in the bloody team. That's depth. That's depth, my friends. And you need all of those 4 strikers throughout the bloody season. Just look at that Champions League final. So it's no bad thing having quality in depth. This is how it should be. You should have Telles and Shaw left back. You should have Trippier and Aaron Wan-Bissaka right back. You should have Varane, Maguire, Bailly, Twanzebe, and Pau Torres or something. You should have that depth and quality there. You absolutely bloody well should. So I think that slowly we're getting there. Fight for your place. That's right, Night Whisper. Fight for your damn place. Show a little bit of bottle and cojones. Hey guys, there's 131 of you legends in here. Thank you for joining us this evening for tonight's news. Hit that like button, guys. Still not at 100 likes. Let's blitz 100 likes. If you enjoy these transfer videos, if you enjoy them, if you want to see more of them, then please support the show by hitting the like. That'll help get us out there, maybe get a few new viewers, help grow the channel, etc. That's one of the best things you can do, is liking the video, sharing the video, and all that good stuff. And on top of that, it doesn't cost you a damn penny, my friends. But yes, if you like this community and you like these videos, please do show your support by not forgetting to hit that like button. DeAndre Elliott says, I just have this little feeling in my soul that Sancho will flop. Well, he might not take to the Prem like duck to water, to be fair, because it's tough to adapt to a new league like the Prem, especially when coming from the Bundes. Look at all those guys Chelsea signed this season. It took them to the end of the bloody season to get going, really. Maybe that's down to Frank Lampard being cash. But still, yeah, you might be right, though. Look, it might not happen overnight, but I still think he's a great quality player. The stats don't lie. The desire doesn't lie. What I like about Jadon, I've mentioned this previously, he could have stayed in the Prem at City. He could have just been one of those players that, like a Scott Sinclair or something like that, who just takes the payday and doesn't really compete. But no, he actually decided, no, I don't want to be there because I'm not getting game time. I'm not going to play. I've got a great opportunity here. I could go and play for a top side, a good team, but get game time and develop myself. And he took a chance and he moved abroad. And not many players, not many English players do that, certainly young players. So I've got admiration for him in that sense, because he could have just sat and stayed in City's system there and done okay. But instead, he's no, I want to go out there and play and better my career and get experience. So I think he's got the right mentality as well. Now, I don't know that. I don't know. I've never met the guy, but he seems like he's a professional person. He seems like he's dedicated. He seems like somebody that maybe one day would want to be one of the best players in the world, you know? And that is half the battle. It's all well and good having the talent of a Cristiano Ronaldo, but you have to have the mentality of a Cristiano Ronaldo as well. We've seen so many players over the years with the talent, but they just fall by the wayside because they don't have the professionalism or the desire or the motivation that some of these other guys do. So, but I think he is that sort of player. I think Sancho has desire to better himself and be a great player, which is why I think it's, you know, a great signing. The big guy says he was at Shitter. He knows what it's about. He got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool. And you are a waste of time. Good night. Rupert Meadows says, Pig, look at Havertz. He had better stats than Sancho in the Bundesliga and took a couple of months to settle in. Sancho probably won't settle in straight away. Fair point, Rupert. Absolutely. Yes, I agree with you. I think if you do look at Havertz and Werner and these guys as well that came over, it's hard to replicate it and it's hard to do it in the Premier League. It's a different league. It's a different footballing culture. The Premier League, I mean, I still think that the Bundesliga is a very physical league. It's a very great league. It really is. So it's not as different to say like Serie A or something. I think Serie A is a less physical league than the Bundes. So it's different, like if you're coming from there to here. But he's a great player, guys. He's a good player, so he should be able to do it anywhere, is my point here. Pogba for Ronaldo would make my year. Let's pray. Oh, man, don't even get me started, mate. That would be mangasm worthy. All right, guys, we've got a bunch more to get into here. Believe it or not, I'm only about halfway through the news here. Holy shit. Okay, right, okay. Let's just get into the rest of it. So, Solskjaer accepts addressing all these issues will be difficult given the enormous impact COVID-19 has had on the club's finances. So, yeah, it does depend on how much we can generate, how much we can sell. Wilfried Zaha, we talked about this yesterday, but it's it seems like it's all come out in the media now that Zaha has handed in a formal request to Crystal Palace United is following the situation, not because they want to re-sign him, but because they're entitled to 25% of the transfer fee. So there you go. There's a little bit more money and a bit of cash back potentially. Zaha, we had this debate yesterday, so I'm not going to do it again, but the overriding feeling was he's not the right player to come back to United right now. He's not good enough. And I agree with that, really. I think he's a decent player, he's a good player, but he's not the option right now. He's not young enough anymore. He's not, potential's one thing, but he's getting on a bit now. What is he, like 28 or so? He's not even that young. So, no, Zaha, not an option for me, but we will get 25% of any future transfer fees. So if he does move this summer, then United could be in for getting a bit of money. Manchester Evening News reporting that Amad Diallo, Manchester United are not currently planning to send Amad Diallo out on loan. So there's a little bit of speculation. We did sign Police Street. Oh, shit! Fuck! I just knocked my bottle of water all over the place. Shit! And on my... Oh, no. And on my gear stick. Shit! Oh, no. It's going through the gear stick. Oh, bollocks, mate. Oh, no. Anyway, look. Bollocks. Anyway, what was I saying? Amad Diallo not going out on loan. It seems that he is going to deputise. Shit! It seems that he is going to deputise for whoever's playing right wing there, whether it's Jadon Sancho or Greenwood or whatnot, come next season. So that's good. I don't want to see him loaned out. We've only just begun. We've only just begun with Amad Diallo, so I don't want to see him loaned out, peeps. Okay, Manchester United. There are reports coming out today that Manchester United have submitted an offer worth 45 million euros for centre-back Christian Romero. Romero showed promise with Belgrano, his homeland of Argentina, transferred to Genoa in the summer of 2018, and he earned a switch to Juventus last year. Juventus parted with 26 million euros to recruit him, though he never had chance to show his potential as he was loaned back to Genoa for one season, and then Atalanta this term. So, look, he starred for Gasparini's side, though, over his 42 appearances across all competitions, encouraging the club to make his 2-year loan permanent early for 16 million euros. The Express report that 45 million euro offer from the Red Devils is practically impossible for Atalanta to reject, who may well sacrifice him for a club record fee. Now, this is the reports, guys. Now, I'm taking this one with a massive grain of salt because we're supposed to be pursuing Rafael Varane and Pau Torres and these guys. So I personally think this is bullshit. Hey, but look, somebody did come in the other day and mention this guy. I think it was Rupert Meadow or maybe, not too sure, but somebody did say, that Manchester United are in talks with trying to sign this guy. And there is some reports to say that a €45 million transfer offer has been tabled by United. More to come on that one, guys. Look, we're not gonna talk about this sheer speculation, but that is what the Express are reporting anyway. Okay, guys, the Glazers, aka the complete bloody egg-headed buffoons who own our football club, makes Joel Glazer, co-chairman, makes fan forum appearance. Now, I wanted to get on here and do a reaction to this earlier on, guys. Sorry, just mopping up this water. But I couldn't get to sleep last night, guys, and I was literally up at still 11 a.m. today. That's when I went to sleep, and I ended up sleeping all day until about 7 p.m. So it's just a nightmare, guys. My body clock's terrible. But anyway, so I missed it, but I wanted to jump on. I just wanted to talk to you about it for a second anyway. So he revealed an intention to form a fan advisory board to consult with the club's senior leadership and owners. It's hoped that significant progress will be made before the new season. So he basically said, I was pleased to join the fans forum to listen to the views of the supporters, address their questions, and share ideas on how we can improve the way we work together. As owners, we want exactly the same thing as the fans, a successful team and a strong club, and we want to work in partnership to achieve those objectives. Which is all just guff, isn't it? It's all just absolute guff. Oh, yeah, that's what you want. As owners, we want exactly the same thing as the fans. Don't take the piss out of me, Joel. You're talking rubbish, mate. You just want bloody money, and it's evident to see. None of the fans wanted to go into the European Super League, you bloody ponytailed rat wannabe melt. Sort yourself out. Anyway, hold on a sec. So he takes on the fan complaints. Glazer addressed a virtual meeting from an office in the United States, of course. Absolute bloody bottle merchant. Witnesses say he appeared genuinely moved at the contents of a statement read out at the start of the meeting on behalf of the 11 fan representatives, which spoke of their vision of what the club is, which did not involve share prices and social media interactions. He said to have referred back to the contents of those opening remarks on a number of occasions and did not give the impression of someone who was acting up for the occasion. Okay. His previous silence, he said, was due to the desire to step back from the public side of the business and not to be in the limelight. Yeah, how's about coming out and just saying that sooner than dickhead? Anyway, guys, he answered every question, though, including ones around the club's massive debt burden and dividend payments that provide the family with millions of dollars in income every quarter. He also confirmed manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be provided with funds to strengthen the squad, while pointing out that the pandemic had affected United financially, of course. But this is what he said anyway. So the Manchester United Supporters Trust said they were cautious about the proposal and whether it will meet their tests. So basically, they've basically said that there'll be regular interaction and, with the fans. There's a meaningful talks will begin over a meaningful share scheme for fans. In theory, this would allow them to build up a collective stake in the club and at the same time have a meaningful input into the future direction. So what they're basically trying to do is they're basically trying to just silence the fans as much as possible here. Give us as much as we want as they can afford to, and avoid any sort of 50+1 government legislation. So of course they don't want that. They still want to have the majority. But essentially what they're saying here is that United fans can collectively build up our stake in the club. Now I'm guessing to bloody 49% max, or not even that. It's not like they're ever going to let us own the club, so that's fine and everything, and it's definitely not even going to be 49%. But that's fine and everything, but it's just words at this moment in time. I need to see action. So this is what he said. He said, we want this club to always be successful and win trophies. To compete for trophies requires significant investment. The commercial growth of the club has to help develop the revenue, which ultimately underpins that investment in a suitable manner. That approach has allowed us to have among the highest net transfer spend in world football over the last 5 years. Yeah, shit spend though, dude. You spend a lot of money and it's shite. What about the other areas of the squad? That's just like dressing up the shop window, if you ask me, with what they've spent. Yeah, they've spent it on the shop window, but the stock at the back and the staff area in the staff rooms falling to bits, all that sort of stuff. So he says to compete for trophies requires significant investment. The commercial growth of the club has helped deliver the revenue, which ultimately underpins the investment in a sustainable manner. It's allowed us to have among the highest net transfer spend. Also, as a direct result of our commercial business, we have kept ticket prices affordable for all fans and not raised raised season ticket prices in over 10 years, which is, that's a notable point, to be fair, in regards to the season tickets, which is good because you see a lot of other clubs, Arsenal, etc., they're always raising their price up. He said all the right things here, guys. We need to see action. We need to see signings. We need to see not just investment in this area of the team. He's just said they spent a shitload of money. Yeah, that's not the problem then, is it? The problem is you not spending money on players. The problem is how you're spending it, how the club's being run, and also the lack of spending it in other key areas of the infrastructure of the club. It's not just about the team. We have to see other aspects of the club run well as well, and I don't think they're doing that. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's positive. They said some right things. They've said that the fans are going to get a further say in the future in big decisions in the club. They said that fans are going to be able to build up a collective stake in the football club. That's great. They didn't have to do any of that, to be fair. So I think they are trying, guys. They're trying to appease the fans here. They're trying to not get their houses burned down to the ground. They're trying for their business and their income to not be disturbed by United fans protesting outside stadiums and stopping games from taking place. That's really what this is all about, If none of that had happened, if the Super League thing didn't happen, they wouldn't be calling for fans to have extra ownership of the club so this is all just backtracking at this moment in time, and it doesn't impress me much at all. So I'm just going to say that. It's words. It's just words, dudes. Let's see some action, you absolute bunch of money-grabbing melts. Let's sign some bloody players this year. There's no excuse. Okay, guys, so let me just say this. Do you believe in life after love? No. Do you believe Glazer and what he said today in regards to, do you believe them? Do you believe them? Hashtag I believe or hashtag I do not believe the Glazers. And let's get some hashtag Glazers out in the live chat as well, and some green and gold, because let's not forget this. There's still parasites and leeches at this club, and just because they've come out and had a chat over a webcam from New York fucking City or whatnot and said a nice little spiel doesn't make any difference to me. We need to see action. So hashtag Glazers out. As ZX Flame says, nope, Glazers out. Very close FC, says Cicada Gamer. Well, yeah. That is Monitor FC, mate. That is Manchester United's full name right now. Fuck the Glazers end off, says the Vutinator. Absolutely. Hey, thank you, by the way, to Caldinas Leonidas for subscribing, and also Henderson Harrison, mate. Sorry, I missed those. Appreciate you guys. If you're new, hit the subscribe. If you haven't hit the like, hit the like. Hashtag Glazers out. Hashtag Glazers out. Kakada says Glazers in. Oh, my goodness. Okay, right. Next, last bit of news, guys. The time is marching on here, fellas and lasses. So let me just, I can't believe there's so much news tonight. Manchester United's players, the PFA Premier League Team of the Year announced. Manchester United get 2 players in there this year, guys. Luke Shaw, absolutely, best left back in the league this season by a country mile. Luke Shaw makes the team, and Bruno Fernandes makes the midfield as well, absolutely. Maybe had a little bit of a tail off at the end of the season, but his overall contribution this season was just incredible. His statistics were insane. So, yes, of course, those 2 players should get in there. The full PFA Team of the Year is Ederson in goal, Shaw, Diaz and Stones. I mean, okay. Cancelo right back. Okay. Okay then. Fernandes, Gundogan. Yes, okay. De Bruyne. Yes, those 2 had great seasons. Absolutely. Son Heung-min, Kane, and Salah. I think those are all fair, to be fair. If you look at the statistics for all of these players, they're all very, very good. So, yeah, but that's good that United got 2 players in there at least. Is there anybody, what I wanted to ask is there anybody you think should have got into this Team of the Year from Manchester United that didn't? I'm going to go ahead and say, not really, no. I don't think Pogba was consistent enough to dislodge any of those. I don't think, yeah, no. Rashford wasn't consistent enough. Cavani didn't play, if Cavani had played and stayed fit and played all season long, then maybe he could have got in there. But no, none of them really. I think they chose the right ones. Luke Shaw and Bruno Fernandes are the 2 players that deserve to be in the Team of the Year. And they have to be in there. They were that good. They have to be in there. But the rest of them, yeah, they probably miss out. Shazan Ahmed says Maguire. Mason M says Maguire instead of Stones. Yeah, the Stones one, I'm a little bit like, yeah, that's just a bit of a reach. But I wouldn't put Maguire in instead. Jonathan Denton says Fred. Max Sutton, I'm falling for Ruby. Nice. Liam Ellis says, lucky girl, mate. Liam Ellis says, hashtag Glazers out. They always consist with this 3-year plan and the academy thing, yet they offer Mata a new contract to sit on the bench and take spaces for the academy. Makes no sense. A big club wouldn't do this. Well, Mata's only 33. He's still experienced and can actually improve and maybe help and maybe tutor some of the younger players at the club as well. So, yes and no. I agree with you, Liam. Yes and no, but also disagree with you at the same time. Dizzy Red Devil, Phil Jones serving up high quality H2O. My name's Phil Jones and I'm the water boy. It's some high quality H2O right there. Yeah, no, that's basically what he is. He's like our water boy, isn't he, mate? That's right. Except he doesn't serve up high quality H2O. He serves up brown, shitty water. Phil Jones, the caretaker, says Night Whisper. Okay, right, I'm just going to quickly get into the last couple of things. Like I said, there was a lot of news tonight. Thank you very much for sticking out with me. Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea manager, this is non-United news here, but Chelsea manager signs new contract extension until 2024 on the back of him winning the Champions League. You can't say anything other than he did a brilliant job after coming in, man. What a season he had. Screwed it up with PSG, went to Chelsea, ended up winning the Champions League. What a bloody season for him. Roller coaster, man. And also, Giroud and Thiago Silva have signed new contracts for Tuchel there. He wants to wrap them up, even though they're getting on a bit. Particularly Silva, he's wrapped them up there, so knows what he wants to do. Yeah, he's probably going to be up thereabouts next season, challenging for the league. But, like I said, it's one thing doing it in a cup run when you've just come in a honeymoon period, but you've got to do it consistently over a 38-game season. They will spend, they will invest, they will improve this summer, which is a scary thought because they've got a good squad already. So, yeah, they probably will be there or thereabouts, but just wanted to let you know, Tuchel signed a new contract. Okay, here's another story as well in regards to Manchester United's pursuit of certain players here. A club source has confirmed that Man United's recruitment team are looking at Harry Winks from Tottenham. Tottenham have a new director of football coming in also. Some news, some change going on at Tottenham. Of course, new manager needs to come in, etc. too. But Harry Winks is a player that is being linked with Manchester United right now. Man United have already learned that Daniel Levy is open to selling and would demand within the region of £25 million. That's for some reports that go around today. So yeah, Harry Winks, I mean, he's actually decent. I actually kind of think he's a decent player and he's homegrown and all that sort of stuff. But it's not an inspirational signing for me, guys, at all. But I do think he's actually a decent player. Night Whispers has heard that. Like, United could do worse than a Harry Winks because we need somebody in that position, but he's not that great. He's like, he's another squad player. Like, and we don't necessarily need another squad player in that position. If we were just going to sign Winks, I'd rather just sign up Matic for another year and then go out there and sign like an actual better player. McWinks, says Liam Ellis. Top Dog says United are deluded. Links to a ball and chain. K Slater, we are buying from a team that finished 7th. Yeah, well, that's it. They're just a feeder club, aren't they, K Slater? So, but to be fair, you wouldn't be saying that if we signed Kane, would you? Basuma is better. I'm with you, Abdullah Irwin. That's who I would go for as a cheaper option. Like, as a more expensive option, I think that the best player we could sign would be Wilfred Ndidi. He's the right age, but he's 80-90 million pounds. Leicester won't want to sell. Declan Rice is a good player. I don't think he's a great player. I wouldn't want to spend 60-70 million on the guy. Who's the next best thing? Well, Basuma's significantly less value. You could probably get him for 30 million, 40 million, and he's young, 22, and he's a good defensive midfielder and a good athletic midfielder, a good player. So definitely, yeah, that's the one, isn't it? If you're talking about a budget player, £25 million or £30 million player, Basuma's the one. If you're talking about going out there and getting a really great player, then you would have to spend a bit more money. Okay, so that's basically the news, guys. We'll give you the latest as it comes over the next few days, in regards to new contracts at United. It seems like, obviously, a couple of players like Mata are in negotiations with Manchester United for new contracts, so we'll keep you up to date with what comes on there. And also, the Jadon Sancho situation's edging closer, it seems. I'm holding out hope that he signs before the European Championships. But he may well not. He may well sign at the end of the window. Or not at all. This is Manchester United we're talking about. Look at last summer. So, look, I'll bring you all the latest news as it comes, guys. And with Trippier, you never know. You might see some of these players getting wrapped up sooner than later. Trippier is the sort of player that you could see maybe signed earlier. Because if you look at Southgate's squad as well, Trippier's not in it, is he? Hang on, is Trippier in it? No, he is in it, isn't he? What am I on about? Southgate, England squad. I've already forgotten it. It's because it was a shite. Is he in it? I've forgotten. Trippier. Yeah, in the end, Southgate included Allen as one of the 4 right backs in the squad alongside Reece James, Kyle Walker, and Kieran Trippier. Yeah, he is in it. My bad. Of course he's fucking in it, guys. He just won La Liga. Anyway, yeah. So maybe none of these deals will get done until after the Euros. You've got to wait and see if Manchester United's board are prepared to spend a little bit more money to get them earlier, because we do like to drag things out. But also, you don't know if Solskjaer wants to play the waiting game to see, if any of these players pick up an injury during the Euros, or if there's a breakout star during the Euros for a cheaper option, or if some of these players, just for whatever reason, I don't know, something else happens. Who knows? I'm better than Winks, says Max Sutton. Suhas's new channel name, you what? What do you mean? We're working on it. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have a new channel name at some point, guys. I'm working on it. It will be soon, but I don't know yet. I'm not 100%. I know I had a vote yesterday, and there was a overpowering. Don't know what the word I'm using. What are you here? Yeah, overriding sense of no. That's what I was looking at, is what it should be done. But I kind of think that it would help me to maybe get future interviews with players and journalists and all this sort of stuff if it had a slightly more professional name than Flying Pig United. Nothing wrong with Flying Pig United, mate. I am the Flying Pig and I will always be the Flying Pig. But that was my only concern, is that, if I wanted this to be a serious, and I don't want it to be serious because I'm a pretty jovial guy and I like to do it in an alternate way and, have a bit of a laugh anyway and a bit of banter. So it's not like I'm going to do it like some bloody soulless Sky Sports presenter or something. Absolutely not. It will be the same. It's essentially going to be exactly the same channel. Everything's exactly the same. I'm still the Flying Pig. Everything's exactly the same. It's just got a slightly different name. That's all I'm thinking about right now. Change it, says Mason. Do you think, says Night Whisper, is a good idea, says Shazad Ahmed. If you change, I'm sticking with the United Evolution, says Dizzy Red Devil. I do like that, yeah. The Unlikely United, says Ian Dawn. It sounds unprofessional. That's what I'm saying, Mason. Yeah, Flying Pig United. What? It sounds a bit strange. I agree. I mean, it's good for FIFA. It's a great name for a FIFA channel, but what I need to do is sort of differentiate, and this is not a FIFA channel. This is a Manchester United channel where I play FIFA on. So, yeah, eventually one day what I'd like to do is get the gaming stuff over on the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, and all the Manchester United content over here. But obviously what I've done is I only started the gaming channel recently, so the gaming channel is nowhere near where it needs to be in order to have, like, people... I bet most of you aren't even subscribed to it, right? Smash a 1 if you're subscribed to Flying Pig Gaming. Smash a 2 if you're not. And if you're not, then you should go over and subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming. Absolutely. Change it to Pro Pig United, says Finsfu. Oh, okay, so you're all subscribed then. Literally all of you are subscribed then, okay. Michael Winston, Pig Chilwell easily could be the left back. What would you say? 4 goals, 6 assists, and 18 clean sheets as a defence. Chilwell, what you saying? Chilwell had a great season, didn't he? To be fair, Chilwell easily could be the left back. Oh, you mean in the PFA team? Yeah, great shout. Yeah, Chilwell had a very good season. Berber says, like marathon to Snickers. I am the Visas, change it here, but keep it Flying Pig on the gaming channel. Yeah, absolutely. And I still will be. I'll still will be the Flying Pig. I still will be. It's not like I'm just going to say, oh yeah, hi, my name's Joe, and welcome to the United Bland. You know what I mean? Definitely not. It's not going to be some boring, some like it's not. Nothing's changing other than the name basis. Is what I'm saying, and hopefully, getting people on the channel, having respected ex-footballers, journalists who report on Manchester United. These sorts of guys, I think. Rushman says United time. Aha! Back of the net. Old Trafford United, says Tushar Meta. Yeah, that's not bad, is it? It's not bad. Just do you think? Thanks, Night Whisper. Star Tom says you should change it to United Zone or something. And then Flying Pig Gaming on the other channel. Yeah, isn't there already a United Zone though on Twitter? I'm pretty sure there's a big. I can't do that. It's like I was thinking about calling it the United Rant. Right, because I'm the fucking king of the rants, guys. In terms of I was basically the first Manchester United YouTuber doing like a rant after a games, right, when we lost. There was Full Time Devils had like 40,000 subscribers when I started, but they didn't really do, they didn't do that then. They didn't do that then. And then obviously Goldbridge and those twats, they came like years after or a while after I started doing it, and they just started doing the same sort of stuff. But But I was the original, my friend. So I was thinking of calling the United Rant, which is quite a good name. But there's already a podcast called United Rant or something, and I can't just, I can't steal their name. So it's definitely not going to happen. But I thought that was quite a good name. I mean, I do like Joe United, to be fair, Michael Winston. Joe United's pretty cool. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Flying Glazers out United. I like it, must play. Guys, you know what? It's 10:30. Unfortunately, I'd love to stay on here and talk a lot longer, but I still haven't eaten. I've got some meatballs and wraps. I'm going to make a couple of chicken little enchiladas before I do my FIFA stream in an hour's time. So we'll be back at 11:30. I'm going to have to wrap it up because I just don't have the time. But it's been a great stream. I really appreciate everybody who's watched this and got involved with your comments and, for the latest Man United news. I hope I gave you a decent rundown of the day's events and what's going on. Yeah, all the names are taken, says Star Tom. It is true, yeah. Okay, guys, so I'm going to leave it there, but I really appreciate you all. If you all want to come back after this video is finished, though, and comment in the not live comments, then I will respond to you, and so can everybody else. We can keep the chat and the debate going in the not live comments after. So please do that. The Stretford End, says the big guy. No, I mean, that is actually a sick name, to be fair. Why didn't Stretford Paddock call themselves that, to be fair? Or something like that, or, I don't know. Actually, no, there was already a channel called Stretty Enders, wasn't there? That's probably why. Oh, yeah, blatantly. That's why. Yeah, that's why. Okay, right, guys. Anyway, good night, peeps. Good night. Shazad Ahmed says, read my message, pig. What did Shazad Ahmed say? Team Joe. Team Joe, that's the worst name ever. Anyway, no, that's... Hi, guys. It's Team Joe here. Oh, no. Yes, Rushmano Meatballs. I'm hungry. That's it. I'm off. Rushmano, thank you for all your help. Once again, check out if you want Twitter updates. You can follow myself, which is Flying Pig United on Twitter, but you can also follow Matt United 20 or his page Transfer United for latest updates on Twitter, etc. Yes, I'm live tonight, whereas I'll be back in an hour. Nah, Marsden Ash, what are you on about? If you want to read a little bit, in fact, if you want to support the channel a bit more, you can click the link in the top of the live chat, which is just a link to the website. Go and give it a hit. Noob United, says Shazard. Busby Way United. Team United, says Tushar Meta. Nice. Glazers in, says Poisonous Knight. You what? Sancho is going to United, not Loserpool. Absolutely. Raging United, says Jonathan Gallagher. You've missed a lot, Fourth in. I'm actually literally finishing this video in a little bit of a rush, so I can't even give you a rundown. But if you want, refresh the video and watch it from the start. There's great news. You've missed a lot, Thorfinn. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is The Pig. I will be back tomorrow with daily updates. Lots of Manchester United content coming, and also covering the Euros and everything to do with European Championships this summer. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the bell icon, all that good stuff. Make sure you are subscribed to my gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, as well, because I'm slowly thinking about transitioning the FIFA, over there. I think I'll still do the Manchester United career mode over on this channel because it's Manchester United, but, Foot Champs, don't know if that's in keeping with a full-on Manchester United channel. So they're still going to happen. I love doing the Foot Champ streams. They're still going to happen, but I just want to maybe differentiate the two channels. I have one United channel, one gaming channel. I'd love to hear all your thoughts. So if you've got any ideas for names or tactics of how we should approach these things, come back and have your say in the comment section. Thank you, Star Tom, Thorfinn, you legend. Thank you so much, Mars Dinesh, Rushmano, Sin Games. Legend. Read the article, share the article. Jonathan Gallagher, Dr. Stealth Hudson, Mason M, Shazad Ahmed, The Vutinator, Night Whisper, Rushmano, Abdullah Irwan, Marsden Ash, Dizzy, Must Play, Rushmano, Shazad. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to leave it there. Have a great evening. This is The Pig. See you tomorrow, hopefully with some good United news, but we'll see. It's a waiting game. I mean, look, Heaton and Trippier, these type of guys, they're one thing. We need to address the key problem areas. You can stick your words up your chuff pipe as far as I'm concerned, Joel Bloody Glazer. Actions speak louder than words, you absolute little rat. Let's get some players in. Let's get Sancho. Let's get Varane. And then we'll talk. See you later, guys. This is The Pig. Catch you in a bit. Come back in 1 hour's time for some FIFA action on the channel. See you soon. Boom chiggity, chanka. There it is, guys. That's the show for tonight. There's the transfer stuff. Again, sorry there was no afternoon show, guys. I was asleep. My body clock's ruined. I don't know what to do, whether I should just stay up tomorrow or stay up soon and try and stay up all night and day and then just go to bed at a normal time, like 9 p.m. That might actually get myself, but then I would miss the 11 p.m. FIFA. So, hey, look, It's a tough one. I'm going to have to get it back on track, though, because I'm melting at the minute. This is the member rundown to say thank you to all the channel members who support this channel by being members of the channel. All the peeps you see in the live chat with the badges next to the names, such as Johnny Gallagher, Rush Mano, Shazad Ahmed, all these guys, they're all channel members, man. So thank you to all these legends in the live chat, all the people in green as well. And if you're not a member, you know, thank you so much for watching. The best way to support the stream is just by hitting the like. That's the easiest and cheapest and best thing you could do in a way. Smash the like button, give it a share on social media. That's all you need to do, peeps. And also watch and interact with me in the live chat, you know. So if you're not on this list, it doesn't matter. Piggy loves you. But this is just a thank you to the people that are. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Johnny Evans at the end here as well. Take it easy. Rush Mono, 130 likes. Hit that like button before you go. Let's blitz 150. Bye, guys. See you on the next one. There's the United news for you. Have a good one. Back in a bit with the FIFA. Peace.